invisible, pluck up the courage and ask me before somebody else does. And not as a last resort.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Fandom Canon. A popular fandom has emerged since the conclusion of the Harry Potter series in 2007. Many shippers out there felt it would have made more sense for Harry to end up with Hermione instead of Ron. Advocates of Hermione received some very powerful support in 2014 when J.K. Rowling herself admitted that she somewhat regrets having Hermione end up with Ron. I disagree with this particular fandom and remain a staunch supporter of Hermione for three simple reasons. 1. Rowling did not actually say that she felt the boy who lived would be a better match for Hermione, just that she was uncertain how well her and Ron's relationship would actually go.
Ron, you spoiled everything!
Let's take a look at her actual quote. "I wrote the Hermione-Ron relationship as a form of wish fulfillment. That's how it was conceived, really. For reasons that have very little to do with literature and far more to do with me clinging to the plot as I first imagined it, Hermione ended up with Ron." Rowling has mentioned at times how she sees Hermione as a version of herself, and in this quote, she seems to be touching down on the concept of writers putting themselves in their own works of fiction to fulfill some real-world emotional need. TV Tropes and Idioms has several entries about this phenomenon, such as Author Avatar, where a character is clearly the voice of the author's values and ideals, and the much worse Mary Sue, which often involves writers putting themselves into a story just to be awesome. However, I would argue from a completely opposite stance to Rowling's statement. Just because the relationship is wish fulfillment on her part doesn't mean that it is bad writing. She may not have done it for literary reasons, but the story of Ron and Hermione evolves quite organically, and that brings us to number 2. Their relationship is natural. It is woven through the entire series, with hints of it as early as Book 4 and Movie 3. If Harry had suddenly ended up with Hermione, this would have felt forced. In fact, it would have taken away from the agency of her character, shoehorning her into the role of trophy girl that the hero gets at the end of the story. One of the strengths of the Harry Potter series is how real the characters feel. People like to point out that Ron and Hermione have nothing in common, but that's the thing. Sometimes people just get along, they click. They are attracted to each other for reasons that are difficult to put into words.
It's ineffable.
And that brings me to my third reason why Ron was right for Hermione. They do in fact have something in common. They are both very intelligent. Whoa, wait, huh? Hang on. Ron's a bumbling idiot. At least, that's what people seem to say about him. But keep in mind that intelligence is not a matter of how many facts one can remember, but rather is a measure of one's problem-solving skills. Hermione outpaces the boys because she loves learning. She actively reads the textbooks before the school year even starts. She certainly has above-average intelligence, but Ron and Harry would probably be pretty close to her level of knowledge if they weren't so mysteriously disinterested in learning the secrets of manipulating the universe. Sorry, that's a plot hole for another video. But let's take a look at Ron's problem-solving skills. He's a phenomenal chess player, better in fact than Hermione. He's so good that he can beat Professor McGonagall's obstacle guarding the Sorcerer's Stone, which we can assume would play about as well as McGonagall herself. He figures out that the basilisk venom would be strong enough to destroy a Horcrux, and he's able to imitate Parseltongue to get into the Chamber of Secrets to retrieve it. Ron Weasley is not dumb. And in my humble opinion, he'd have all the brains necessary to make Hermione happy. Well, what did you think? Leave me a comment and like the video to let me know. Watch some of my other pop culture breakdowns. Did Han Solo really misuse the word parsec? Does Hell's Kitchen really need 3 superheroes? You can find out right now, or you can subscribe and get updates about new Fandom Canon videos as they're posted, and also make me just the happiest a video essayist can be. As always, thanks for watching.